Hi everyone, happy Easter. It's me, Coffee Stitcher, and we're about to get a visit from the Remy. Hello, Remy Bear. Do you want to come over here? Okay, or not, that works too. I think he forgot that I was in the apartment. How was everybody's week? Good, good. Good. I got my coffee just the right strength today. Okay, so it's Easter week. I have a teensy bit of haul. I have an unintentional new start. I have an update on a whip, which will carry me through until the first of the month. And then we'll talk a little bit about the April plans. And then I have a question, and then I have my usual Q&A. So we'll start with the Q&A. Shirley Maranica? Shirley, I apologize if I got that wrong. Asked who my favorite Oz characters are besides the main characters. I really love Polychrome, the Rainbow's daughter. I really loved her, and I really love the Patchwork Girl. I think those are probably my two favorite of the non-core cast. My least favorite... Not really sure I have one. I guess the Shaggy Man. He always kind of creeped me out. He's a guy who he's literally shaggy. Like, he has a long beard, and he's got all these bows in it, and his clothes are tattered, and they sort of curl up like peeling wallpaper. And he has this thing called a love magnet that makes everybody who comes in contact with him, they love him. Not like romantic love, but they like him, so he doesn't have any enemies. And there's just something really creepy about that to me. So he's probably my least favorite. And then she also had a question about the tacky bob. Is there an easy way to remove the beads you don't use? And no, there's not really. One by one is about I mean, you might be able to get a couple together, but basically one by one, unfortunately. I know some people have tried bead mats. I have one. I have not tried it because I'm really afraid of losing beads. So I may try that. Santos Rivera asked, did I use plastic canvas for the scarecrow? No, I used perforated paper, but I did use 3 strands, but a caveat to that. I use 3, generally, my rule of thumb is 3 strands for anything that's a single strand cotton. I will generally do 2 strands of number 4 Kreinik because I find that easier to work with than number 8 Kreinik. I will also say that for anything that's not single strand, like I used... Who did I use? Maybe I haven't used it. I'm planning to use sort of a woolly brown on the lion for his mane. That I'm probably only going to use 2 strands because it's going to be so much thicker. So it really depends on the thickness, but generally 3 strands. Let's see. Linda Bazarski asked me what fabric am I doing Seaflora on. We're pretty sure it's Moonbeam. I've lost my little card that told me. It's from Dye Stitch Love. I know that for sure. Lourdes thinks it is, thinks it's Moonbeam. So we're going to say it's Moonbeam. And it's a color that she did, I think was only intended, was a limited edition, but she is going to bring it back, and I'm trying not to put words in her mouth. I'm not sure if it was a limited edition and then she's going to bring it back every year for just a limited run, or if it was a limited edition that keeps getting requested, so she's going to bring it back fully. One of the two, I'm not sure which. But I'm sure when it comes out, we will know. Let's see. Heather Goldsworth asked, do you only read regular books or read on an electronic device? I only read real books. I've tried the e-readers, and I just don't enjoy it. So I read regular books. Lori Griffor? I've never thought about that. Asked, is the video the place where you stitch as well? If not, where's your most comfortable place where you stitch? Right now, because we don't have a reading chair in the library, I primarily stitch on the love seat in the living room. I can stitch here, but I kind of like being in the same room as G2 and Remy, so with the exception of videos right now, that's all I do in here. KDD, how do you store your floss and your whips? I have a spool cabinet that holds my Gentle Arts, my Dragonfly Lotus, my Classic Colorworks, and the things that don't go onto bobbins. Then I have DMC floss boxes for the things that do get bobbinated. My whips are stored in plastic Ziploc bags and stored in a drawer flat. The one that's active, we have a coffee, or sort of an end table in the living room that has a cabinet in it, and I put it in the cabinet there. So the one I'm actively working on goes there. He's getting headphones. Let's see. I guess that's the end of the Q&A for today. We are totally settled. I know someone asked, am I getting more or less stitch time? I'm getting about the same amount. He's been very, very good to make sure that I get my stitch time in. Generally, I get about an hour and a half. On Tuesdays, I get about an hour and a half. The rest of the week, generally, I get about 2 hours after dinner to stitch, and then we'll watch something on TV, and then I get about another hour to stitch after that. So I get about 3 hours a night. More if he has more grading to do, less if it's like a Tuesday, or we're both just like, no, we're just gonna watch movies all night, because we've done that before too. So, but I'm getting just about the same amount of time to stitch. I have been playing more of my LEGO Dimensions because we bought more fun packs. And actually, we just bought a PS4, so I had to get the starter pack over again, so. So I'm trying to balance a little bit, because I do enjoy playing the game, but stitching is still, so I'm balancing it. So, yeah. Alright, so my little bit of haul. First is Oz haul, but it gave me an idea for cross-stitch design, which I have to go to the dentist tomorrow to have a bunch of teeth filled, and I don't think I'm going to feel like stitching after I go subject myself to that. How does this work? Okay. So, I will be, I'm gonna try and finish out my chart and have that for sale here very, very soon. But I have an idea for a new stitching thing that will be coming out shortly that was inspired by this, and it is, and I'm not entirely sure of I'm not really entirely sure where they came from, but Megan Wright sent me these really cool Oz stamp stickers. I don't think they're actual stamps, they're just supposed to look like stamps, and I realize there's glare. Let me see if I can. I hadn't taken them out of the packaging yet. I just looked at the back because the back showed me what all they looked like. But got me these really, really cute Oz sticker stamp things that were made in Korea. There we go. And they've got Dinslow's illustrations, which it's funny, at the Oz convention last year, I very sheepishly admitted that I really wasn't a huge fan of the Dinslow illustrations. But I'm quickly finding that to not be true. I'm beginning to kind of actually really like the Dinslow illustrations. So, thank you, Megan. They're super cute and adorable. And it gave me an inspiration that Katie already knows about. Alright, and then the next thing I got from Brooks Books. She gave me her newest chart as a housewarming present for me and G2. So I went on and bought the some of her perforated paper packs. I bought 2 more because they're already pre-cut to 6x9, and that's about the size I need for my Oz characters. So I bought 2 packs of 4, so that gives me 8, and I've still got enough to do Tin Man already in my stash, so that'll let me finish out the series for the year. And I don't have to do any more paper cutting just like that. I can just start going, I'm pretty sure. But I got her Jelly Bean collection, which came with 2 sheets of this yellow, which I think isn't really showing up too well, but I'm calling it I think this is buttercream. And then 2 sheets of Periwinkle blue. And then this one is Misty Lime. And then one of these is Peach Sorbet, and one of these is Pink Frost, and I can't tell which is which. So I'm gonna go, this is probably Peach Sorbet, and this is probably Pink Frost. But I could be completely wrong, and I would never know. So, I've got more colors of perf paper to play with that I'm sure will come in handy. So, thank you to the wonderful Brooke Nolan. Alright, so there's the haul. We've done the Q&A. I guess we will talk whips now. Now, I'll show you the unintentional start. I blame Jessie Marie for this because she was like, oops, I started this. And I was like, I need a new start. I need a new start. And it happens every once in a while where I want to start something. I don't necessarily want a new whip, but I just need to start something. So I started Prairie Schoolers Nevermore, which was a gift from Katie. I'm doing it on 36 count guacamole with the DMC. And there's what I started. So that was where I stopped that night. I'm pretty okay with that for now. I was not because I was, not enjoying it, but just because I have other things, and I really had an itch for a new start. So it's probably gonna be one I count under my Mania starts. But we'll see. Alright, and so the next one, which got a lot of work, I got fell by some bad avocado from Whataburger on Wednesday and left work like after an hour with a really, really upset tummy, which gave me plenty of time to stitch. So here's where I'm at on Seaflora. And lighting's not showing it up too well, but I've got all of the light blue-green in her tail done, and I've got the majority of the teal green. And then I got her body and this little fin done. So I'm going to keep working in here. It would be nice if I could finish her before the end of March. I don't think I will. But I'll probably try and finish her up in April. I'm gonna, I think, do a color conversion on her hair. She started with sort of a brown color. I need to look at the actual colors because I know the pictures for Nora's charts never really look right. Not that they look bad, but the colors just don't show as well. So we're going to look at that, but I think I want to do a color conversion for her hair. Now, I posted about this in Mania, and a lot of people came up with really good places for skin tone conversions. But no one gave me anything that really had good hair color conversions. And I know sometime last year, in one of the groups I was in, someone found a website that had hair and skin tone conversions. And there were actual pictures of the colors so that you could see the ranges. but I can't find it now. It may be gone. The website may no longer exist. Who knows? But if anyone knows, particularly skin tones, I've got enough sources for. I'm good. But if anyone can find hair color ones, I would really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. So if someone has, if not, I mean, I can wing it on my own, I'm sure. But it would be nice to have sort of a base guideline. So if anyone out there knows, I would appreciate it. Alright, so April 1st is Friday. Probably no stitching is going to happen that day. My bank has a party that night for its anniversary. So, obviously, I've got Scream House, which I'll go on to the next wall. And that'll probably start on Monday, because since I'm leaving early tomorrow, I am taking shorter lunches this week. So there's that. Tin Man is the next one up. I need to go through and pick out my floss colors for him. I don't think he's going to be too radically different from what was charted, simply because there's no real need for it. I may try and find something that's got kind of a rust color to give him, because I like the idea of a rusty Tin Man. And I think I've got a couple of things that would work for it, but I need to go dig. So Tin Man, then I've got April's Magical Creatures, which is a lawn gnome, or not a lawn gnome, just a gnome, with a little treehouse. And then, of course, postcards. So then, once I'm done with all my styles, I'm probably going to try and finish Seafloor, and I'm going to work on Blue Jeans and Daisies. Because my goal is to try and get Blue Jeans, and in fact, I may just go straight over to Blue Jeans and Daisies, because I would like to have that one finished before Mania. Or at least everything but the centerpiece finished before Mania. But that's the plan. So that's kind of the plan for April. I'm hopefully going to be able to go back to the Oz stuff, because it'll be my favorite things for April, because it's my birthday, and I can. Yeah, so I think that's everything. So, have a great week, everybody, and I'll see y'all soon.